recording.
Oh, I just did it.
Perfect.
Okay, welcome. Wow, amazing. Great to see everyone. Just to say, we had a couple of cancellations last minute. Findhorn in Scotland and Mora in Australia won't be joining us, but we have 5 communities that are ready to take on the challenge of truth or dare. We have one of the screens is our really fancy scoreboard. In fact, I can change the name here. Maybe. No, I need to do it here. Anyway, you can see it. There's a fancy scoreboard. There we go. So as we go along, we'll be scoring. So this is competitive. So good luck to everybody. First, I want to go around and ask for each community to say your name, how many years you've lived in the community, and one person should just say a few words about where you are, so we're all on the same page. Michael, do you want to start?
You mean me?
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody else want to say anything? Okay, no, so we are the biggest and most active community ever, as you can see. I'm the only one who joined this call. I've only voted.
Not right. I'm here too. I'm not anymore.
Ah, excellent! I didn't see you. Hi, Iris. That's funny.
Hi, Michael.
Okay, we have an expat here. So yes, in Linden, I only wrote 2 emails and I made only 1 piece of paper at the wall. So that's obviously not enough to attract people. We are 150 people in the north of Germany, and we've been there around since 97. So that makes it more than 25 years. And our intention is to build a completely new village from scratch. That is in all aspects as ecological as possible. And the last study showed that we have 1/3 of the carbon footprint of the average of Germany. So that's cool. And I think our message is to show that living sustainably can be a lot of fun, which it is. We have people coming all the time, and we want to grow up until we are 300 people at some point. And the surrounding is not so interesting where we are, so we have a lot of time to concentrate on community processes. We have a council system, and we just had an intensive site, which is when we are all together for a few days discussing issues. So that might be one reason why nobody's showing up except me now. Okay, and we'll win this, of course.
Great. Michael, how long have you been at the community for?
Oh, I've been here 16, 70 years, something, yeah.
70.
Oh, let me, one more thing. The fabulous Eurotopia directory is published in Sieben Linden with all the European communities present in there, almost, hopefully, kind of.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Twin Oaks.
Shall I add something? Well, just maybe because Sieben Linden is famous for the straw bale building technology, of course. And I would say it's also one of the first largest eco-villages in Germany, and very interesting because it's between this East and West Germany. It could be, it could emerge in this context.
Thank you. Twin Oaks.
Hey everybody, I'm Jessie and I've been at Twin Oaks for 1 year.
I'm Stefan, they, them pronouns. I've been at Twin Oaks for 10 years now this month. So Twin Oaks is a rural community in central Virginia, USA, located on the traditional lands of the Monacan Indian Nation. And we currently have about 75 adults and 15 kids on about 500 acres. The community was founded in 1967 by some people interested in B.F. Skinner's behaviorism in Walden 2. It didn't take very long before we didn't do the behaviorism thing super much, but we still have the planner manager system and the labor credit system from that. And our basic guiding principles are cooperation, egalitarianism, nonviolence, and somewhat uniquely among communities, income sharing. And we're also a member of the Federation of Egalitarian Communities, the FEC, which is an organization of different communities that all share those values.
Yay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's move on to Ganas. Can we hear you?
I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go around and introduce ourselves, and then I'll read a few things. I should come close.
Because we're using this.
Okay. So, what's this?
Yeah, that's good.
What you doing? Right.
Or, where's the camera on? All of us?
All of us. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Katie. I've been at Ghana since 1981. So many years.
Funny one.
Hi, I'm Tony, and I've been at Ganas for 6 years.
I'm Susan. I've been at Ghana since 1980.
Hi, I'm Chris. I've been at Ganas for 3 months.
And I'm Richard, and I've been at Ganas since 1989.
Okay, so I'm going to read a few things about Ganas community. Can you hear me? Because I have my mask on. So I just, all right. Was started in 1980 in Staten Island, New York. So we're an urban community in that we're one of New York City's 5 boroughs. But Staten Island is the most suburban of all the boroughs. We currently live in 8 houses and we have 65 members. Currently, all our members are adults. In addition to our residential community, we operate 2 stores called Everything Goes. One is a book cafe. Katie is the manager of the book cafe. It sells used books, fair trade coffee and tea, among other things, and has an entertainment venue. The other is Everything Goes Furniture and Clothing and sells used furniture and clothing. Our businesses have operated for 40 years. We have a focus on communication and problem solving. We have a meeting 5 days a week in the morning called our planning meeting that consists of managers, core group members, which I'll explain in 1 minute, and any other community members that want to participate. And in our planning meetings, we discuss everything from the mundane to the philosophical. And our properties and community are owned by income sharing group, currently consisting of 9 members called the core group. And everybody else who lives here is a member of Ganas community and pays monthly dues, which includes their room, their food, and access to all, laundry and toiletries, Wi-Fi. And I just want to comment that we're having some of the same issues. We just heard the Finhorn community presentation and looking for diversity for younger people and maintaining our values while incorporating new people and being democratic. These are issues we're dealing with right now also.
Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's move on to Mishol.
Hello, we're Kibbutz Mishol. I'm James.
I'm Emily. Hello.
We are an urban kibbutz in the north of Israel. We've been going for about 25 years, depending on how you count it. And I've been here for 25 years.
And I have been here, I think, for 15 years. I originally came from Australia.
I originally came from England. There are 147 people here. That's 66 adult members and 81 children. And we are a fully income sharing, fully cooperative community. And most of the members of the kibbutz work in social justice, social action, educational projects of one sort or another that we've established in our neighborhood and around the country through our own NGO. And also we've been, over the last 25 years, busy building not only this urban kibbutz, but a small kibbutz movement of kibbutzim like us around the country.
Thank you. And certainly last but not least, we have Damanhur.
Convoy. So I can start because I've been there for longest. I've been living in Damanhur for 30 years. And then at the end, Bertuccia will talk a little bit about Damanhur.
So then my name is Celastrina. I have been living in Damanhur now for 9 years.
And my name is Bertuccia. I originally come from Croatia and I have been living in Damanhur since 2015, so now 9 years. But I am an example of a person that actually participated in Damanhur and its School of Meditation from Croatia, because we have centers all over the world. Yeah, to present a little bit Damanhur, Damanhur is a federation of spiritual communities. It started in 75, so now next year it's going to be 50 years of the existence of the community. It started in north of Italy, where now we have around 30 nuclear families, which we call. Some of you shared, for example, straw bale building. We have all of them. Straw bale building where macaco lives, for example, normal houses, but also tree houses. So all kinds of, Celastrina, for example, lives in a very different setup of community living. So in Damanhur, in reality, if you come and visit us, you would have a completely different sense of community life if you were to visit the different parts of Damanhur. In North Italy, we are now currently 600, 400 choosing community life, whereas 400 people are in the school of, let's say, esoteric school of initiation, but are not in the community life. Damanhur has a very strong spiritual imprint and a specific school of meditation. And it started in north of Italy, but in reality spread now all over the world. So we have a rising community from Japan, but also Australia, Colorado, and also in Europe, in Croatia, for example. So it is, the idea of Damanhur is to have a future based on small intentional communities, based on really solidarity and participation. And we cannot not mention the fact that Damanhur is maybe most known for its underground temples, temples of humankind, that are dedicated to human spirituality and really tell the story of our human potential, which is enormous, and we are here to discover it. I hope that I shared the most important things.
Great.
I invite my colleagues if they want to share something else.
Yeah, maybe just to say that Damanhur is striving to be self-sufficient, and on an energetical level, it's already more than 60% self-sufficient. On a food level, more about 50% self-sufficient. But it has a very strong resilience. It's very important to talk about resilience also, because with my colleague Michael, we are in a resilience project that we are discovering how resilient communities are. And I have discovered that we really have a huge resilience also due to the fact that we are spread out and not in one place, but spread out like a leopard skin. And maybe also it's worth mentioning that there are more than other 500 people in the world that are part of Damanhur. So it's a really big community. And also the people that are around here have not chosen to have because we have also, we have a very particular economy, which is neither autonomous nor income sharing. It's kind of in between. So we all contribute in a very high way, and we have funds to support our children, our schools, people who cannot work. I think we are one of the few communities who have a pension fund, and so on and so on. So, I mean, we could talk a long time about Damanhur. It's been existing for so long with so many things, but I stop here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to move on. Round one. If you want to share the scoreboard, Dan was a bit sneaky because basically Ganas are leading the way already, because the sum total of the number of years that the people that are on this call have been at Ganas reaches 125 years. So they got top marks of 25. So everybody else has got catch up to do. Let's move on to round two. Round two is one lie and one truth. Each community will say a short lie and truth, and all the other communities need to guess which one is the lie and which one is the truth. I'm going to ask Damanhur to start, please. with your one lie and one truth.
So that's me. So am I on? I'm on. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. That's me. So we wrote to the NASA, to the American NASA, to the space organization, and offered ourselves to be sent into the cosmos to found new cultures and new places in the cosmos. And we offered ourselves because we thought that we were so good in having learned how to live together.
Wonderful.
The next one, that's me up. So in 2006, there was the Winter Olympics in Turin, which is the biggest, closest town here in Damanhur. And since we have especially 3 people in Damanhur who are excellent skiers, they all 3 signed up and they participated. And one of them, our Alcedo, he arrived amongst the top 30.
Whoa. Okay, thank you. Mishol, which is the truth, A or B?
No.
Mishol, A or B?
We're gonna go for B.
B.
You go for B. Ganas, which is true, A or B?
I think B is true, but I would like A to be true.
You're going with B.
Okay, we pick B.
Twin Oaks, A or B?
I really like A, but I'm gonna go with B.
Sieben Linden, A or B?
Well, it could be very possible that A is true, but I doubt that they would actually write to NASA. I think they would build their own rocket. So I think B. I think B is true.
Okay, everyone has said B. Damanhur, what's the correct answer, A or B?
A is the correct answer.
Awesome.
That's funny.
Good one.
We should have all listened to your instincts.
Wonderful. Let's move on. Let's move on to Mishol. Mishol, your stories, please.
So I'm going to tell the truth, obviously. We are actually having to move our kibbutz Mishol. We live currently in an 8-story building, and we're not able to extend the lease here. And so we began looking for a new building. And what we understood was that we no longer wanted to rent anymore. And so what we decided to do was to turn to all of the members of Kibbutz Mishol and ask them to put in, so at the moment, as James mentioned, we've got income sharing, but we said, no, this time it's not just about income and what you're currently earning. We wanted everyone to look at their savings and look at any inheritance that have come in and beg their parents. And we wanted to fund it all to be able to purchase a new building for Kibbutz Mishol. And then we also thought that not only would we ask the members, but we'd also ask the other kibbutzim that are also part of our community, that they too put in money into our fund so that we can buy a new building, basically, with apartments for us all. And so that's what we turned to a whole lot of other people that are sort of connected to our lives, and it was sort of like the ultimate expression of socialism, not just helping the people that you live with and that you're in direct contact with every single day, but also to a kibbutz that basically needs help in order to have housing. And they did, and that's the truth.
Sounds pretty unlikely to me. The real story is that we've been here for 25 years with Australians like Emily and Brits like myself. We've got some Americans and some Canadians, some South Africans and some New Zealanders. And over all of the years that we've been here, we've tried very hard to recruit native Israelis so that we're not just an urban kibbutz of Anglos speaking English all the time. And some of us have managed to pull a few native Hebrew speakers in here by marrying them and having families with them. But generally, the community is still very Anglo community. Most people here are originally from English-speaking countries who immigrated to Israel. And generally, I'd say it's one of our biggest strategic challenges is to convince native Hebrew-speaking Israelis to join the community.
Thank you. Damanhur, A or B?
We were there.
Damanhur, A or B?
A.
Ganas, A or B? Which is true?
Easily good.
It could be one other point.
Yeah.
A or B, Richard?
Oh, Richard.
What are we saying?
A or
You
B?
you decide.
Oh, B.
B.
B. Twin Oaks?
B.
B. Sieben Linden?
Wait, I need to ask, the point of the first story was that that you got your money together, right?
Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. We don't hear you.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. The point was that we needed money, and so we reached out not just to our own members, but we reached out to members of other kibbutzim, I guess.
Okay, that is truly true, because why not? Obviously.
We got 2 A's and 2 B's. What's the correct answer?
Hey.
Oh, wow. We're so wrong.
Actually, 60 of our 66 members are native Israeli Hebrew speakers, and only 6 of us are people who have immigrated from English-speaking countries.
Wow.
Okay, let's move on. We have got new leaders. Damanhur are rolling into the lead with 60, Sieben Linden 30, Twin Oaks and Ganas on 25 each, and Mishol on 15. Let's go for Ganas' story, please.
I'll read the first one. This is hard to read. Oh, am I on camera? Okay. This is, we live in 8 houses. As previously stated, we bought the first house in 1980. And one by one, without any planning or encouragement, houses which are contiguous with our first house have become available to us on the same block or connected through our backyards. That's the first.
So for the second story, over the years, we've had a number of children who basically grew up here. All of them still live here. They have all decided they want to both live in an intentional community and remain in the one that they grew up in.
Okay, A or B? Damanhur?
A.
Mishol?
A.
Twin Oaks?
We'll go with A.
And Sieben Linden?
That will be A.
Right.
And the correct answer is
A.
A.
I guess anyone that lives in an intentional community knows that the kids that grow up there also don't want to stay where they grew up.
We described that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ganas. Let's move to Twin Oaks. Your truth and your lie.
All right. The planner positions, which is the role in the community that makes the biggest decisions and therefore has the most responsibility, are the most difficult positions to fill. And the other is the children and young adults under 18 who live at Twin Oaks all stay in a specific kids building together.
A, the most.
Great. Damanhur, A or B?
A.
Mishol? We can't hear you.
B.
B. Ganas?
A.
A. And Sieben Linden?
A.
A. And the truth is?
It is A.
A.
The kids used to live together, but they don't anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's the name of the place where the kids used to live together?
It's Dagania.
Dagania.
And all of our buildings are named off of other communities. So
Wonderful. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Let's go to Sieben, Linden. Your 2 stories, please.
Okay, I understood I have like 1 minute for each story, is that correct?
Short.
Okay, it's not so easy, I think. Okay, the one true story is that we once had a mother of a member living with us, and she had dementia, she had Alzheimer's, and she was she couldn't be at the place where she usually lives, so this member had to take care of her for 2 months. And she had a tendency to just wander off. And while we were not too much concerned, because she always came back, at one night she didn't return. And just because when it went dark, it was evening and it was going to get dark. So this member got very concerned, and she called together the whole community as much as she could. And we all came together and were preparing to search for her. And also, she had also called the police, and just when we were about to spread out into the forest surrounding Sieben, Linden, we got a message that the police has found her, and they found her with a helicopter with a camera that can transmit the warmth of people, and they found her somewhere behind some bushes, and they were going to bring her back to us. So just when we wanted to go away, this huge helicopter came flying and landed directly in the center of our village. And she jumped out, and she had just one shoe missing, but she was otherwise healthy. And she was like taken from her daughter, from the member. And so she waved back to the policeman, and the helicopter just went off, and that was it. And we were all very amazed. And another true police story is that we had this huge party, and in 2020 we started karaoke parties, and I'm really into karaoke, so we were trying out all kinds of formats for our parties. And in 2021 in the summertime we made an outdoor karaoke party, and we have this policy that at 12 o'clock midnight, we have to be quiet so the people can sleep in their trailers and tents and wherever wherever they live. And we had a great party going on, and it was a little bit after midnight, like 12:30 or something, and the police was there because a member had called them. Instead of going to us and telling us, please be quiet, I want to sleep, they actually just called the police. And it was one guy that was already, not on good terms with the community. And the interesting thing is the policemen came and they said, that's not their business. We are private property. We have to deal with that ourselves. And actually, it's not that loud. They usually get called to much louder parties. And so we gave them some lemonade. And they actually, and we've decided to wrap it all up. And we usually end with an ABBA song because everybody can sing Mamma Mia, and so that's what we did. And the policemen actually, they were there, and they sang with us in the end, because when everybody sings, they just came to the stage, and it was a lot of fun. And this guy who called them actually left the community the year after.
Great, thank you. Twin Oaks, A or B is true? Twin Oaks?
A.
A. Ganas?
What's our choice?
C.
B.
We choose B.
B?
Yeah.
Mishol?
Going for B.
Going for B. Damanhur?
B.
B. And the correct answer is?
It's A.
You got us.
Well done.
I do love karaoke, though.
Okay, so at the end of that round, we have Damanhur in the lead with around 100. We've got Sieben, Linden on 60. We've got Twin Oaks and Ganas on 55, and Mishol still bringing up the rear on 35. Let's move on to show and tell. I'm going to start with Mishol. What have you brought us?
Okay.
Something you like and something that's ugly from a communal space in Mishol.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with what's ugly. Anton, if you wouldn't mind, I think you've got the photo to share. Is that okay? So I'll the one of the tiles. So we live in a very old building, and we have since been doing all sorts of renovations. And I can't quite see the full picture here. And one of the things that I just find awful about our building is the tiling. So starting from the top right-hand corner, there is this brown speckled, disgusting tiling that's on almost all of the floors. And every little speck of dirt can be seen on it, whether it's white or black or anything, or any drop of water, anything. And as you can see, anytime they've had to patch something up, they've just filled it with whatever they could find. So all across our entire building, we have like 60 different types of tiling, and it just depresses me to no end. And I find it really revolting. So that's the ugly. That's the ugly thing. And then the other thing, if you can close, yeah. So the other thing, does anyone, you can actually, well, before the, okay, well, whatever. So I actually bought props as well. Basically, someone from our kibbutz had an initiative. It's something that he loves. He loves being able to climb. And we've got underneath in the basement of the building, sort of it's a bomb shelter that was repurposed into a gym. And a section of the gym, he decided that he would build his own climbing wall for us all to use, but it was his initiative. And he gathered all of the supplies, and he spent with a couple of other people from the kibbutz a couple of months putting it all together, collecting the wood, collecting the pieces. And you can see on the wall that it's not all proper holding, climbing wall holdy things. These bits of wood and different things that he's just managed to drill into the wall. The mattress on the floor is also something that he managed to find. It was just brilliant. And now it's used for all of us, adults, kids, anyone that's coming along to climb. And I think it's beautiful. And I love that someone was able to do something like that within the walls of our kibbutz.
Thank you, thank you. Twin Oaks, what have you brought?
All right. We definitely have some interesting renovation projects like y'all, but I tried to focus on things I could carry with me. So for the ugly thing, I've brought our policy binders. It's 2 binders full of rules and regulations. I mean, AKA agreements. I guess like there's pros and cons to having this many policies. Like on one hand, we want to be egalitarian, and part of that means that people need to know how to go about things and what we've already agreed on. So it's useful to have a paper record so that's not lost to memory or misremembered. On the negative side, this is a lot for new members to take in, and it's often the case that we have about 20% turnover every year. So it's new people, new culture, things are shifting. So it's useful to go back and kind of cull or change some of those things. And also that actual binder is pretty out of date because we've now switched to a digital system that is kept more up to date. The cool thing I brought, which is, this is my personal one, but currently we've got Validation Day coming up, which is our alternative Valentine's Day. And so instead of only giving a card to your sweetie, everybody in the community gets a card handmade for them that has little things written by all the different community members about like, oh, good job in the garden, or I really appreciate you talking to me about that hard thing, or what have you. And so then you can have this this cool card for the rest of the year. And when you feel down about yourself or something, you can look at it and remember all the people that you live with that like you. And so that's really awesome. And we have a lot of kind of slightly alternative holidays. So like, Halloween, things like that. New Year's, we do that, but we also have Beltane and winter solstice and our Twin Oaks anniversary and things like that. So holidays are also an important part of our culture.
Thank you, thank you. Ganas, what have you got to show us?
Oh, hard to see.
So we meet in this dining room many times, dinner and planning meeting and like this. And at one point we got chairs that were from an old hotel, right? And the chairs got ripped. And amazingly, we were able to recover all the seats, but we couldn't recover the top. So some of our chairs have these rips, and even we sit in the dining room and we have these ugly chairs. Some of them, most of them are nice.
That one's ugly too, but anyway.
Right. And then for our beautiful thing, also our dining room, when we first bought, this was our second house. When we bought this house, the basement was full of dirt, and we excavated it, and we found underneath this beautiful wall, which we get to look at every day when we're having our meeting. And this house was built in pre-Civil War in the United States. It was built in the
30s.
1830s. So this base wall is a wall that was here since almost 200 years. Yeah.
And we have another wall like it in one of the other houses.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sieben, Linden, what have you got for us?
Okay, actually, these chairs that Ganas finds ugly, that would be one of the beautiful things that I would show. But I have
That makes
the rip.
Right.
yeah, well, never mind the rip, I would say. I like our original seminar room. Can you see that?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been one of the first rooms that has been completed in Sieben Linden in 1998 or so, and I feel very cozy there. I'm not in there right now because we don't have the good projector there, which I don't need now because nobody's here. But I really like this room. It's always kind of warm because it's in the top floor. It's all wood, and I have a lot of experiences. Like I did almost everything one can do in this room, I think. So I have sentimental feelings about this. I'm not going to go into details. I have another, and what is ugly about Sieben Linden? Nobody would agree, but I'm the only one here that can choose this. Like my partner said at lunchtime that she does not think it's ugly, but I think that this phone booth is really ugly, and we don't need it, and it sits there for whatever reason. I think we got it for free sometimes, and you know, when they decommissioned the phone booths in Germany, then somebody had this great he made this great catch, and we moved it around because we really didn't need it anywhere, and now it's sitting in the front of our parking lot. So in theory you can go in there and have a phone call with your cell phone, because cell phones aren't supposed to be used on the premises. But I think if you go outside of the village to use your cell phone, you would really avoid to sit in this booth. Anyway, it's right there.
Thank you, thank you. Damanhur, what do you have?
Convoy. So first, the ugly thing. Let me share here. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is one of the statues in our capital, in the Mill. It's called the Mill. It's the first territory, let's say, where the community started. And it is the example of how artists are actually something that it's not born, but it's something that is developed, in a sense that no one in Damanhur was a professional artist. So at the beginning, everyone just started and experimented themselves, and we copied also a lot other, let's say, cultural influences or civilizations. And this is definitely an example that when we walk through the Mill, it's something that catches our eye, because it's for sure not beautiful. all disproportioned and very ugly.
Fantastic.
But it is also an example of Damanhur wants to really share this message that we are all artists and we just need to dare and develop our own artistry. And bit by bit, it becomes and it develops in this second thing that I will now share. Just a second. So I have it both physically. I will share it like this. Do you see it?
Your video is off.
My video is off. Oops. Okay, it's here. So it's the book of the temples of humankind. I will also try to share it on screen so that you can see it because it's really, really beautiful. So this is the underground temple that Damanhurians built at the beginning completely in secret and completely by hand. So imagine days and nights spent digging by hand, completely in secret. Not even the first neighbors knew about this building, this construction. Only in 92 was it open to the world. And there are 8 halls. I will now show you just a second. It's a little bit tricky with the Zoom also open. Just a second.
Yeah, right? This is like
Michelangelo.
For example, one of the halls is the Hall of Labyrinth, where more than 500 divine forces are painted. The aim is to really show also in a physical space that all the divine forces, so all the values of different peoples and civilizations throughout the time and space in all over the planet can coexist and can be in mutual interaction, in harmony. And this, we want to send also this message that it can be like that also for humans.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They are beautiful. I have visited the temples of humankind. I'm going to give you all 20 points. Well done. Amazing. We're going to move on now to the main question, which is truth or dare. Each community will choose either truth or dare, and then they will be given either a question or a forfeit. So I'm going to start with I'll start with Damanhur. Damanhur, do you want truth or dare?
Truth.
Truth. Okay. The question is, I want you to describe the perfect day for you at your community.
Wow. This is a massive one because of the celebration of diversity in my community. And so I will speak from my point of view, that is for sure. I feel that the perfect day for me and for my community, living in this community, is starting off waking up and writing down our dreams. This is something that is very important in our community because we have dreams during the night, but also during the day, and we like to connect those two worlds. Having a healthy breakfast together with the other people of the community, and then going off to the various community projects that we have. For me, for example, that is to work with the communication, with the videos, conceiving the message of Damanhur, really using my creative parts. Which is for many Damanhurians, as Bertuccia has also said, creativity and artistry is something that is extremely important in Damanhur and in the creation of a new culture. Having lunch, oftentimes it's outside of the community with people not from your own family, but in other different projects, and always trying to stir new connections, new projects, working in the afternoon and coming back to your family. The nuclear family, which is this house where we live all together with your closest family that are often in between 10 and 20 people, eating dinner together, cooking dinner together, and closing with sharing time together. Perhaps you have a meeting or a connection, something that we like to do in the evenings are using our tarot cards or just enjoying deep conversations with each other. And then preparing again for going to sleep with writing our diary, taking off the baggage of the day, using breathing techniques and preparing to go to sleep.
Beautiful. Thank you so, so much. Beautiful. Mishol, truth or dare?
I don't know. Truth or dare?
Go on then, let's try dare.
We'll do a dare.
Try a dare. Okay, I want you to read the last passive-aggressive message that was sent in the community WhatsApp or email. I'll give you a couple of minutes to find the last passive-aggressive message that was sent to the community WhatsApp or email. I'm going to move on while you're looking for that, and we're going to go to Twin Oaks. Twin Oaks, what do you want, truth or dare?
Let's go for a dare.
Oh, great. Okay. Do you think you could please sing the song that is most sung at Twin Oaks, that's most heard at Twin Oaks?
Yeah, part of it anyways. There's a few different birthday songs that are very popular that are not the mainstream birthday song. So one of them is how was it? We wish you a happy birthday, a joyous and celebrated birthday to our dear person. We wish you a long, long life. And then that can go around and around. There's also one that was like, I forget how it starts, but it's like something, something, 2 drums and a flute, and someone has their birthday in their birthday suit. Egg, 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 and we are so glad we're celebrating your birthday. We celebrate that egg, egg, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's the birthday dirge, which is like, may the candles on your cake burn like cities in your wake. It's your birthday. Huh! Happy birthday. Huh! 1 year closer to death. The kids really like that one.
Wonderful. Amazing. Thank you, Twin Oaks. Let's move on to Sieben, Linden. Truth or dare?
Well, how can you come up? Do you only come up with? Okay, how do you only come up with these dare ideas? Okay, I want dare too.
You want a dare too?
If you have another, do you have another one? I can also do truth.
No, it's fine. I want you to send a message. This is the dare. To send a message to somebody in your community that's not a romantic partner that says, I love you.
I want to send a message. I should send a message to someone in my community saying, I love you.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to watch me doing it or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to share my screen, right?
You don't need to share your screen. You can do
Oh,
it.
I can share my screen, no problem here. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Okay.
See that one.
That's too easy.
Send it to anybody.
Oh, yeah, everyone or just someone?
Someone in your community.
Okay, that's my friend, and he will love this. Gone. So done.
Okay, we can't see it because that's your email. But okay, great, thank you. You can let us know how they respond.
Okay.
Mishol, have you got your passive-aggressive message? Still looking.
I think we're too nice.
We're too nice.
I can't quite find one. Should we? Have you got one? I don't know. Should we defer to a truth?
Anton, I think you should send them a passive-aggressive message about their failure to come up with a passive-aggressive message.
You're totally right. You're totally right. Okay. I am going to move on to Who's left? Ganas. Ganas, truth or dare?
Truth.
Truth. Okay. We share our cars, okay, in our community, and we have a norm that we return our cars with at least half a tank of gas. Okay. I want you to give an example of a time when you didn't return your car with half a tank of gas. As a metaphor for Ganas. When you went against a community norm.
I don't share.
Is the question clear?
Yes, I'm trying to think. I know when somebody returned a car, we have community cars and each car has a quote manager, right? So it's like their car. They're supposed to make sure it has gas and the tires are and the oil and make sure it's registered. So I have a car. I'm saying I have it in quotes. And I know when someone returned it and it wasn't full of gas, but when I did that, I can't remember. So and then when they did it and and we also have a book we have to write in when you get gas and how many miles, and they didn't write in the book also. And they didn't return the key. So I had a whole thing about borrowing the car that turned into a little explosion because they were not happy with it. And then another person also didn't return the key. And it turned into a whole little tip that is still, believe it or not resolved.
That sounds like community.
Right.
Anyone else where you have, as Dan says, violated community norms? A personal example.
Sure, I have, but
Sorry, I can't think of anything.
right. I'm sure I violated community norms, but I can't think of one off the top.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, we're all people that try to follow the norms as much as possible.
Okay, let's go back to Mishol. Mishol, have you got an answer, or do you want to take another truth of the day?
I've got one. It just takes a little bit of explaining. So we have actually started moving into our new building, which we have basically purchased, which is very exciting. But half of us are still living in the old one. So at the moment, it's a very big disaster in regards to all the cars, because some cars are sleeping there, some cars are sleeping here. And we have one member of the kibbutz who wrote a message saying, "Hi, everybody," in like a very sweet way. If, let's say, someone needs to get from the new building to the old building and just now has looked at the car schedule and noticed that actually the car that I need is here instead of there, but I need to go at this time, how would I get the car? What am I meant to do? Can someone talk to me, please?
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's a fantastic example.
Yeah.
Let's finally go back to Michael. Michael, did you get an answer from your "I love you" message?
No, but wait, no, but that can't be expected. We don't answer emails like within 24 hours or so. So sorry.
So keep us updated.
Say again? Yes, I will send to everyone, of course.
Okay, we're coming to the end because very shortly people are going to be joining us for the closing words of the day. The closing words are, I believe, happening in this room, so people are joining us all the time. I want to thank everyone for being good sports and participating and joining. The scores on the doors from that last round, I'm just going to do the scores from the last round. Oh, whoa, I see that we all got 140 points. Amazing, well done to everyone. That's an amazing feat. That we're all in community together, we all win together, we all lose together. So yeah, thank you for your participation, and